Time for another market update. Looks like another shakeout is happening with crypto. And looking at some of your favorite meme coins like Brett, right? You've seen that it hit that high of about 19 cents and now it's dipped all the way back down into that 14-cent range. Now, if you've been here long enough, you know that this is just another day in the office, right? This is why we love crypto. It goes up, it goes down, and it makes our heart race. Brett, in the grand scheme of things, is still doing very, very well, right? In the past week, it's still basically gone up from 5 cents all the way to 14 cents. It's still done a 3x. But if you look at all of your crypto categories, they are all down. Basically, every single one of these categories is down. If you look at your top meme coins, all of them are down in the past 24 hours, except for PEPE, actually. PEPE is actually doing very well. But everything else, yep, down massively. Looking at all of your chains, right? Most of the chains are, kind of stagnating. And looking at, your top base meme coins, right? Most of them are down. Actually, pretty much all of them are down in the past 24 hours. And looking at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is also down. And I will be taking a deep dive into Bitcoin to see exactly where the market is heading in the next couple of weeks, right? Because Bitcoin is going to determine where the market is going to go. Bitcoin is going to determine how high your altcoins will go, how high Brett will go. So I'll be taking a look at Bitcoin and seeing what price targets that we should potentially look out for. Taking a look at the chart of Brett, I see multiple zones where we could potentially retrace back. Right now, we are hitting a double bottom, as you can see right here. Let me just draw it out for you guys. So we kind of hit this bottom, we retested these highs, and then we've hit this bottom once again. And usually that means that we are going to go much lower if we don't break out of this zone right now. But because of some factors that I'm going to talk about in my Bitcoin analysis later on in this video, I do believe that we are going to continue heading down most likely, right? Just based on all of the macroeconomic factors going on right now. But yeah, just looking at this chart, let's draw a horizontal line at the areas of support. So we have this bottom right here. This is definitely one of the areas of support. I'll put this in this light blue, but potentially, right, if we do break this zone, which right now it really seems like we are going to break it, it seems like we're going much lower. Another area of support that is potentially going to be, I think, the next area of support for Brett is going to be this right here. So kind of this top, this double top that we had, almost triple top actually, that we had a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago actually. So this double top right here, that's going to be our next area of support. We're going to put that in, let's do salmon. Okay, so here you can see we have all of our areas, our main areas of support, right? We have this current area of support, which we are breaking right now as we speak. We're sitting at 14 cents, 14.5 cents. I believe we could potentially go lower. And if we do go lower, then this 12-cent range is going to be where we do land, right? We've hit multiple support zones here. And if we do break that, then we're going to go back here to this 8.5-cent area, which is the strongest area of support for Brett, right? This was previous resistance, which we broke, and then now it's going to be our support, our main supports. So if we actually take a look at, let's just do the 1 week graph, right? Just so you guys can have an understanding, or actually let's not do a week, let's do 4 hours. Just so you guys have an understanding of what this dark blue line is, right? This is the most important area of support for Brett, because this is where that previous all-time high resistance happened, and we broke out of that resistance. So if we do actually retrace back to this blue line, then I would expect this to hold. If this blue line breaks, then we are definitely very bearish. But this blue line is currently the strongest kind of area of support for Brett. So I don't believe we're going to fall that far during this retracement. I believe this pink line is probably where we're going to land. But, I still wouldn't be surprised if we do retrace back to this blue line. But yeah, let's just keep looking into the future, right? But in the grand scheme of things, I'm not worried. This is still a relatively small retracement. And I do believe that depending on what the Fed meeting says tomorrow, right? So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Fed is going to have a meeting deciding whether or not they're going to cut interest rates even more, right? It's going to be another decision of theirs. And that decision, I think, is already kind of priced in, because more than likely, right, the Fed is not going to cut rates. If they somehow decide that they are going to cut rates, then you're going to expect, Bitcoin to skyrocket. Obviously, a lot of your assets are going to go up, and but most likely that's not going to happen. So expect that to already be pretty much priced in. But I do want to look at Bitcoin, right? So that's something I want to look at right now. Bitcoin is going to be a big determining factor in what happens to your altcoins. You can see right now, Bitcoin is also kind of mirroring what Brett is doing, right? Or you can say Brett is mirroring what Bitcoin is doing. It's also forming a double bottom, as you can see here, at around that 67,000 range. In the past couple of weeks, we've been hitting massive resistance in this green area. We just can't seem to break out of it. And every single time we go past this light blue line right here, let me actually make this a little bit darker for you guys to see. So this blue line right here, that was the previous 2021 Bitcoin all-time high. So that's when it hit, 69 something thousand. And whenever we go past that blue line and we try to break past it, like we try to actually break past it, not just go to 71K, but I mean like go to 80K, we just can't seem to do that, right? We can't seem to break out of that previous all-time high area. And right now we are forming a double bottom, which more than likely, just looking at this RSI right here, there's still some downward movement to go, right? We could potentially go lower. And if we do go lower, then expect some of these other support areas to be hit, right? I would not be surprised if Bitcoin went back into that low 60K range. That is very, very possible, especially due to the market conditions right now. And what are the market conditions, you might ask? Well, just looking at the Bitcoin ETF inflows and outflows, you can see a lot of your major banks are selling right now. So you see all of these red, which means outflows, right? Yesterday on June 10th, you saw that there were some outflows. It was beginning to be an outflow day. And today we had a massive outflow day. The past couple of days, have been massive inflows, right? Look at this day, 886 Bitcoin inflow, but today minus 200 Bitcoin outflow. So that means that a bearish trend could potentially happen in the next few days, because all of these banks are selling. And why is there so much selling in the markets? Well, the Fed is about to make another interest rate decision. What are the odds of a cut? Well, the odds are not that great. Most economists believe that these interest rate cuts will not happen for the foreseeable future until maybe late into the fall or late into the winter. So that means the price of a lot of your appreciating assets are being kept on hold right now, especially in crypto, as we've been seeing with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin just cannot seem to break out of this channel. And the consequence of this meeting will definitely be having an impact on Bitcoin. If for some miracle interest rates are actually going to be raised, then you can definitely expect the price of Bitcoin to shoot back up into the 70K range and maybe even higher, right? But more than likely, 99% chance that's not going to happen. And we're going to see Bitcoin slide even more along with a lot of your altcoins. And more than likely, I believe we're going back into this range. So this was kind of that previous area of support. Looking at this is the weekly Bitcoin chart, and we see two very important indicators. These are some of the downward price targets, right? So this green line is the 13-week exponential moving average, EMA, and you can see that we are heading towards this right now. And I believe if the Fed passes, with negative news, which is expected, right? Expect this green line to be crossed, which is currently sitting at about 64,000, 65,000. So I expect Bitcoin to fall at least to about 65,000 if the negative news does hit. And this orange line right here is the 21-week exponential moving average. And historically, every single time we actually dip back to the 21-week EMA, that's actually the last dip and the start of the actual bull run where Bitcoin goes to its all-time high. And when you take a look at some of your altcoins like Brett, some of those price targets definitely line up, right? So this pink area that I've highlighted lines up with that 13-week exponential moving average of Bitcoin, and then this blue line lines up with that 21 EMA. So if those Bitcoin price targets are going to be hit, then expect Brett to also hit these kind of downward areas of support. Crypto is a very volatile asset, as you guys know, but a lot of new people that come into the market for the first time do not understand that. And what happens is they buy these local tops, and then they see a downwards trend, they see a break of this downward trend, and that kind of confirms to them that, hey, maybe this is a bear market and I need to sell. And then they sell, and they don't understand the bigger picture. And that's what I'm trying to get at this video, right? Even though in this video I'm talking about, what are the kind of areas of support in this downward trend, I'm still bullish, right? And with Brett and meme coins in general, I'm still very, very bullish on. The total meme coin market cap is 61 billion right now. It's actually about 58 billion because we've had this recent dip. But in the peak of the bull run, I expect a $600 billion meme coin market cap versus, maybe a $4 to $5 trillion total crypto market cap. We still have a long ways to go. And Brett is still one of my most bullish plays, right? I still think Brett and PEPE are going to do extremely well as long as Doge, along with Doge and SHIB. I believe this is the Doge and the SHIB of this cycle. And my price prediction for Brett, of course, it still has not changed, right? 50 cents to $1 in the bear scenario, most likely $1 to $3, bullish case $3 plus. That still has not changed. This is one of my most bullish meme coins, and meme coins in general I'm also very bullish on. So stay tuned for more, guys. Let me know what meme coins, what other cryptos you want me to review. Let me know what other videos you want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one.